Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to check it out. Today I have for you another genre makers, and today's genre has been around for some time in one form or another, be it World Champ in the 1970s or something akin to Street Fighter II in the 1990s, which we've talked about on this channel already. However, today I want to talk to you about one that changed the game, literally and figuratively, because today I want to talk about how fighting games went 3D with Virtua Fighter. So if you have a minute, sit back and hang out a while as we dig into Virtua Fighter, how it pushed a whole new avenue of fighting games into the limelight. Stick around, this one's gonna be fun. Now in the 90s, the arcade was filled with a growing number of fighting games. It seemed like dozens of them were hitting the market and everyone was trying to cash in and become the next big thing. Two of the largest ones out at the time were Street Fighter, that kinda caused this whole brawl in the first place by releasing Street Fighter II. This game and its arcade scene showed just how much fun and competitive versus style games could be. The other one was Mortal Kombat, one of the biggest rivals to Street Fighter, giving us a more gritty looking game with pixelized versions of real people battling in exotic locations for the fate of the entire world. Unlike Street Fighter, this game didn't hold back on the violence either, with blood spewing everywhere during the fight and each one having a gruesome way to deal with their opponent at the end of the match. While not as refined as Street Fighter's combat, it definitely made waves. However, it wouldn't be the only game in this era to make waves. You see, in the mid-90s, games were moving away from 2D games and into a new realm of gaming. Consoles like the Nintendo 64, and specifically Mario 64, were showing gamers just what games could start looking like in the future today. Sega had their own games pushing into this space with games like Daytona USA and Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter started its development in 1992, just after Virtua Racing, and ran on similar hardware, Sega's Model 1. This was an entirely internal project to Sega, made fully in-house using polygonal 3D graphics for each one of the characters. However, and I know I'll get some hate for this, it was partially a trick of sorts. You see, while it rendered in 3D and had some 3D camera panning, in particular as it homes in on the arena and everything moves around, showing you just how three-dimensional the characters are, the actual action took place on a 2D plane. However, this is a lot like a standard fighter would do. There wasn't a lot different there. It was, however, the first step into a new avenue of fighting games. Its diverse cast of fighters of different styles, most modeled off of real fighting styles from Kung Fu to Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, even professional wrestling being on display, made for an impressive package and a giant leap forward in graphical capability for not only arcade games, but for fighters at the time. The public took to it, enjoying the more grounded, realistic combat of the 3D characters, and a bunch of sequels would follow, improving on the systems and moving more into a full 3D space for the combat. It would also inspire other games like Mortal Kombat 4 with its own take on 3D, having a dedicated sidestep button. War Gods would follow this, also from Midway, with a similar button layout just featuring an entirely new cast of characters. This isn't even talking about two of the largest competitors. Soul Calibur, also known as Soul Edge when it was released, not only made 3D fighting more fluid, but involved weapon combat. And its biggest competitor and rival is Tekken, which always rivaled and in a lot of ways exceeded the popularity of Virtua Fighter as a franchise, with its 8th installment having come out roughly just a year ago this recording. Whatever has eclipsed Virtua Fighter, though, can't take away from its legacy of innovation that literally changed how we look at fighting games as a whole, from the models themselves to the more realistic styled combat that has captivated audience since its inception. Happily, it's even making combat with a modern release of the 5th installment on the way, and the 6th game in the franchise on its way as well. However, what do you guys think of this one? Are any of you fans of fighting games, and if so, which ones? Do you like 3D fighters, and how many of them have you played? Heck, what's your favorite character? Let me know in the comments. While you're there, if you don't mind, please leave this video a like. And if you find more of my content and you enjoy, consider following the channel. That helps me out a ton. Till we meet again though, have a great rest of your day, and happy gaming.